Okay, so this is like my first actual video. And I'm doing this because my best friend and I just had a really great conversation. And I so need to just laugh some more. So, we have this teacher at my school, and his name, well, I can't say his name because then anyone who saw this video would know his name, and then people would find it's a thing, so I can't necessarily tell you. But yeah, so we have this teacher at our school, and he teaches physics, and he is wonderful. I haven't had this without sounding like I have a crush on my teacher, but you don't, because that's a little strange. But he is one of those people that you know growing up that are really just, they have like not the driest sense of humor. Sorry, I'm taking off my socks. They have the driest sense of humor in the best possible way. So, you might not find this funny, but I found this hilarious. We were in class, it was yesterday. We were in class yesterday. No, it was Tuesday. What, Wednesday? Today's Friday. So it was Wednesday. And we were discussing the universe. Because we're talking about energy. Energy can't be created or destroyed. But we're talking about really awesome type things in this wonderful little class of ours. So we're talking about it and we're getting into it. And he literally starts talking about space. So he hops from energy and he relates it to school. Then he goes from relating it to school, he relates it to Earth. And then from relating it to Earth, he relates it to the universe. So it just constantly got bigger. So we start talking about the universe and about everything in general. And then we get to about halfway through the debate when we started talking about solar energy and stars and black holes. So he's talking about how the only thing with enough gravitational force to keep our solar system in orbit or rotation is the black hole that's at the center. So naturally, I'm like, there's a black hole at the center of our universe. And I completely was just like dead on impact. Not really. Just a little. So then we started talking about what happens to things that get taken into a black hole. And he's just talking, and I really have no idea what he said at that moment, because then we started laughing about something he said. And then this kid in the back of the class raises his hand and he goes, "So are you saying if we get something to the black hole, we all just die?" And I promise you not. He literally says with a straight face, "Yeah, we'll die." Not joking with you. He looks us all kind of straight in the face, thinks about it for a half a second, and just goes, "Yeah, we'll just die." And my friend and I found this to be the most hilarious thing in the entire world at that moment. It was literally just like, he just looked me dead in the face and told me I'm going to die, and it's funny. I don't get this. So then we go on, it ends, we get off that topic, but then he brings up the sun, because I guess he wants to make us feel better for telling us that we're all going to die by being sucked into a black hole. So he tells us, well, that's millions and billions of years away, us being sucked into a black hole. And so then we're kind of just like, well, we assumed as much. And instead of just stopping there, he goes, because most likely our sun will implode or explode before that even happens. And he said it with a straight face and looked directly at us, made us again fall over laughing, because he has the world's driest humor and knows how to just hit you with a punchline without even hitting us with a punchline. So we're sitting here dying. And my friend and I know most likely have the loudest laughs in the entire class. And we have probably just thoroughly laughed every single ounce of our butts off. So we've stopped and we're getting back to topic. And then we sit down and we start doing our work, and it gets boring and he talks and nothing funny happens. And then my friend and I just stop and look at one another and start discussing the universe, because he happened to mention that there might be, or potentially are, or we have found multiple Earth-like universes that we can't get to because they're millions of billions of light years away, and we just can't get to them. So I was just like, well, So then my friends and I were talking about alternate dimensions and stardust particles and universes existing beyond our little universe. And again, my head imploded and I just died, and I had no idea what was remotely happening at all. So then we're talking, and the teacher, he's just sitting here reading a book. Like, he totes props should be teaching us something, but he totes props just gave us like a worksheet and was like, yeah, do that. And we're like, okay, we'll try it. So we're doing it, and we're talking about the world, and I stop, because whenever I start talking about him at all, I feel like, cause I know my voice carries, so I'm like, he knows I'm talking about him, so I always kind of peek up at him to see if, in fact, he's just eavesdropping or looking at us. And at that moment, we make eye contact, and my friend and I bust out laughing, and I'm like, it's not you, we're discussing philosophies of the world, to which made us laugh even harder, because said thing is not possible, because we're 16-ish, and discussing the world kinda is overwhelming for us. We're discussing it and we're laughing about it and we're having a jolly old good time just because of this teacher who is wonderful. So, that being said, we need to get to the PSA part of this and say we need more teachers like this. Ones where I can sit here and stand in front of a camera or in front of my children someday, or in front of my dad, or in front of my sister, and literally tell you guys about a teacher that has impacted my life in a positive way, because there are not many of those. There are a lot of teachers who I can talk about, but it's not really a good thing. And it's usually like, if I'm talking about you, you don't want to know what I'm talking about, because it's not a good thing and you will not be happy once you find out what I'm saying about you. But, I mean, this teacher, he just makes, as my dad would put it, physics come alive. He just makes everything really interesting and really wonderful. And I am really dark. Let's just light balance this, can we? Just light balance this. No? I'm not gonna white balance? No. It's not working. Oh well. But yeah. But it's just, I think, not as just someone who resides in the Lone Star State, but people, as in people who like to surround the world. We just need teachers who, they don't have to be funny and they don't have to make us laugh, but they have to, in my opinion, be able to make me want to learn about what you are supposed to be teaching us. I need things that make everything worthwhile, and it makes me want to sit there in your class every day for at least an hour a day and be actually engaged and interested. I still might not pass with the highest grades, but there is a better chance of me paying attention and actually learning the material than to a teacher who just takes a worksheet and throws it at my face and doesn't give me any inkling or any constellation of what I have to do. So, in like a long story short, I guess, I would like to thank my physics teacher for making physics a enjoyable course and making me actually enjoy coming to class every day and coming to learn the wonderful world of physics. And I have no desire to be a physicist. That's what people who go into physics become. But I have no desire to do anything in that realm of science. But I am just thankful that you teach this, that you are happy, I am assuming, to teach this, that you come to class every day whether you know what you're doing or not, and you still can bring smiles to children's faces and help us at the end of the day learn. So if that's anything you can like really take from this, be ranting about my teacher being the greatest teacher of all time. If anybody can take anything from this, it would be we need more teachers to inspire kids and to make kids want to understand and want to learn what's happening. Because if we have more teachers like my physics teacher, I would greatly love coming to school a lot more than I do now. Because I mean, for the past couple days after this like winter break, I've been like, I'm living for that 2:30 bell so I can go home and sleep. But for the majority, I think that's what I wanted to get across here, that we need teachers to help us engage and help us want to learn, and teachers that make a difference and don't just throw things at our face and don't just tell us that we won't amount to anything unless we know this. And this necessarily isn't a good thing. It's mostly just words on a paper, but you guys have said that we need to know to get into college, that in all honesty, in my head, just makes me think I'm learning material to pass and not to get to college, because I'm learning answers to a test and not to life. But we have teachers like my physics teacher and like my English teacher and like my U.S. history teacher that just make learning and life not seem so scary, and makes us want to reach out and help other people and make other things just wonderful and nice. And I just want to thank my teachers for that. And I think that's all I have to say on this.